We are talking about Halo, the series, the actual series on Paramount Plus. Finally, after 2 decades of waiting for a Halo TV show or movie, we've gotten one. Now, we've gotten a couple false starts in the past. We got some Halo, trailers for live action stuff that never really happened. But today, 2 days ago, finally, we got an actual trailer for the new Peacock series for Halo, and it looks very Halo-ish. And we're going to go through that trailer, and we're going to pick it apart. And overall, just overall, as a lifelong Halo fan, the series looks great. A couple problems, like I said in the title of this video. Cortana is like, what's going on there? But
Is it like okay, Cortana? Is it like, isn't that like one of the like Google or Echo? Isn't there like an or Cortana?
Yeah, Microsoft. They added
Microsoft.
They added like their version of like Google Assistant and Siri was a Cortana.
Okay, so
it directly from the Halo games.
From Halo. Okay, got it. I want to make sure.
Which is cool. I mean, that's a cool little Easter egg. Like, Siri. They got Siri and they got Google Assistant. We're gonna go and launch our own voice assistant. We're gonna call it Cortana.
I'm just glad it wasn't another like just female name. Like it's always like these girl names. I'm just like, I guess Google's not.
I mean, Google is
like, Alexa.
Google is non-binary.
Siri. Google's non-binary. Google's like, listen, we're not dumb. We're going to brand our own thing. It's going to be Google because we are Google.
Right. Yeah. So basically, Microsoft's version of Alexa and Siri is Cortana. But I think it's cool because it's a cool little Easter egg for people that played Halo. And Halo is honestly one of the most successful video game franchises of all time.
Okay.
I can't say without a shadow of a doubt it's the most successful, but I know for a fact that every Halo game sells, in the hundreds of millions. So it's very successful. So let's check out this trailer, right, Shane?
Yeah.
Here we go. So first off, real quick, like it's you ever see those movie and TV adaptations where they like Warcraft did this, where they make an adaptation of a video game, but they like drastically change the logo. Like it looks like World of Warcraft, but it's like been updated to the point where it's obviously not the video game.
Right.
That always bothers me. Because what is visually representative about that game is usually the very first thing, the logo. They did not do this here. That is the original Halo logo. It's been stylized, but it's the original stuff. Cool. So far, cool. A lot of practical effects. I like it.
Humanity's best weapon. Master Chief.
So he's using a minigun, which that's cool. I guess if you're gonna use a lot of practical effects, you can't have a whole lot of like laser weapons and whatnot, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Although they should include both.
The Master Chief was enhanced.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
One purpose.
So they show his back here, looks like they enhanced him with tech to make him special in some way, which makes sense because the video game, when you first start playing a video game, like what made it special is that you're playing that character, but the character itself wasn't particularly special except for that you were playing him, right? You were one of many Spartans, and later on as the game got more, it became legendary, they added more lore to him. But originally, you were just one of the many Spartans, and what made it special is that you were playing that Spartan.
Purpose.
Master Chief.
To win this war, he and the other Spartans.
See, him and the other Spartans. So there are more than just one quote unquote Master Chief, right? Well, there's one Master Chief, but more than one Spartan.
Right.
Are only.
But there's only one Master Chief.
Against
there's only one Master Chief. Oh wait, hold up. What do you think about these graphics, bro? That looks pretty good.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it looks good. It's Paramount product, right?
Yeah. And they're using the light sword. So that light sword is like their version of a lightsaber, and it's really cool.
Okay.
He's
Lethal, upgradable, and most importantly, controllable.
All right, so they're implying here that he is, yeah, he's awesome, he's badass, whatever, but he's upgradable and controllable.
Okay.
Sounds like the organization that employs him is also able to modify his actions, which means he's not really free. He's probably got some kind of digital hardware tether in some way that is forcing him. He has to follow their commands like a robot.
Covenant forces appear to be excavating some kind of object. When I touched the object, I felt something. I felt different.
What they did to us makes you numb.
All right, so I think that's what makes him special. Even though he's one of many Spartans, he touched one of the Covenant objects, and it must have fried his hardware in a way that probably gives him more autonomy.
Okay.
And you just decided to help me. Why would a Spartan do that?
What does one do with a superhuman you're not sure you can trust?
Ah, see? A superhuman you're not sure you can trust. So it goes from like, people are afraid of these Spartans, but he is now acting on his own, which is probably what the whole series is going to be about.
Hello, Master Chief. I'm Cortana.
Okay, now we need to get to the bad. So far, everything was good. Until I saw Cortana, and then I was like, yo, what's going on with Cortana?
You know, it's funny. The person who voices Cortana is Jen Taylor. She was also the voice of Cortana in the Halo Infinite video game. So at least there's that kind of consistency. They're using the same voice that you're familiar with if you played, Halo Infinite.
And that's cool. But
Yeah.
Cortana is supposed to be like this little blue fairy that sits on your hand. And she's like a blue hologram. I mean, I'll pull it up for you.
Well, it's interesting. This is not the actress. Like, that's not the voice actress either.
Oh, that actress actually looks familiar too.
A little bit, but but the voice actress who plays her is also not like a regular actress. She's done like a ton of video games. She did Peach's voice in the Mario games.
Oh, I see.
And she's actually been Cortana in all of them. Halo 2, Halo 3.
Yeah.
So she is, as far as we are aware of, that is the voice of Cortana.
Okay, so that's fine. The voice is fine. It's the way she looks is not right. It doesn't look right.
I see. Yeah.
Something's off about Cortana.
I see the image. If you can show everybody the image of Cortana, what she's supposed to look like. Because I see what you're talking about. She almost looks like a Tron character.
Right. Yeah, here's what she looks like. It was look like here.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think they tried to get it, probably make it a little more realistic looking. Because if you notice the dark hair, the whatever character they're using now also have to see, but it's been humanized or humanified, whatever.
Yeah, she's more human, less of a. Yeah, I mean, they could have used the same actress, and they could have just in After Effects, this is what I would have done. All right, in After Effects, I would have opened up the model. I would have dropped the transparency down to 30%, and I would have moved the color slider all the way to blue. That's what I would have done, man.
Yeah, they were probably trying to upgrade all the quality here, and so they probably thought, well, we're going to make Cortana more realistic.
Yeah, but the point of Cortana was that she was like this heads-up display.
Got it.
She's not supposed to look like a little human because she's tiny. She sits on his hand when she talks to him and stuff.
I wonder if she's still tiny.
Oh yeah, that's a good. Yeah, in the original.
Why is Cortana always naked?
Well, yeah, in Halo 1 and 2, she was always naked.
Well, let me tell you why. Because a bunch of little boys are playing that game.
Well, but there was, when I say naked, there's no nips or anything like that. It was there was just no obvious clothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that one, yeah, that's what she looked like. So it's not naked. I don't know. All right, let's continue.
Tana.
All right. This March.
Oh my God, the use of the music, I feel it falling in the air tonight, is amazing.
Yeah, well, anytime you use Phil Collins, it's good.
That's true.
Master Chief recovered something.
Sacred ring. Halo.
We're getting so copyright claimed, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's over.
Yeah. It's not just the trailer. Now it's also Phil
music,
Collins.
everything happening.
Humans. Surrender to the Covenant.
Oh, hold up. That was cool as hell, bro. Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't even notice this the first time I watched it.
The Covenant.
So this is like a human. So she's controlling, or it's controlling the aliens, it looks like.
Cortana, I'm gonna need you now.
Cortana, I'm gonna need you now. Hell yeah. What's that actor's name, bro? Can you?
Yes, which one? The guy right
This
there?
guy.
Yeah, that's Bokeem Woodbine.
Because he always plays like the most gangster characters.
He does. He's been in a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff. He's funny. He looks like a knockoff Dave Chappelle.
He looks like a really buff version of Dave Chappelle. Or a younger version of DMX.
Right. Well, you most recently saw him in Ghostbusters Afterlife. He played Sheriff Domingo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. I think he's great. I think he's great for this role too, because if he's playing the African American Spartan along that in the, like in the game, like in Halo ODS, whatever, the one that didn't have Master Chief, then it actually looks like him, and he actually sounds like that character.
Oh, yeah, he's playing Soren 066.
Find the Halo. Win the war.
So he's playing one of the OS. Hold up, I gotta look it up. It's driving me
He's
nuts.
playing. I've got it right here in front of me. He's playing Soren's in -066.
Okay, so Halo 3 ODST was the one that came out that didn't really have Master Chief, and you play, and that was one of the characters you interacted with, was that character. So that's cool. It's really cool. Let's go back to that. Oh, real quick too. I like the he almost looks like, I know they used a lot of practical, so they did use a lot of practical effects in this show, right? They actually advertise that fact like it's a point of sale, which is fine. Yeah, I mean, yes, it is. But you can actually tell here too, like this almost looks like a model and not like 3D graphics. That looks like a helmet that's been.
It does.
You know what I mean? That doesn't look like some kind of like CGI or something.
No, it totally is practical.
Yeah.
Which is good. You know, we got to talk about. We have to talk about Master Chief, main character. It's being played by Pablo Schreiber. Pablo Schreiber is, if you're a fan of like American Gods or Orange is the New Black, he was in both of those shows.
Schreiber, I see it.
Yeah, he played George Pornstache Mendez in Orange is the New Black. And Mad Sweet.
The guard. He was the guard in Orange is the New Black. He was a dirtbag.
So the real question here is, now we talked about previously, we thought, The Rock is going to be in a Microsoft game, and we talked about being Halo, playing Master Chief. But obviously, if they're going to do a TV show, this guy would probably end up playing Master Chief in a movie if they did one of those.
Yeah, if the TV show was successful.
Right.
You're absolutely right. If the TV show is not successful, then they'll wait 5 more years and reboot it with The Rock.
But The Rock says he's doing one, so we got to take Halo off the list of Rock movies.
That's not true. There are many characters and stories in the Halo universe that could be. It doesn't have to be.
No, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do a brand new TV series and a movie. It's not going to.
Bro, there are so many characters in the, like, this guy can be Master Chief and The Rock can be one of the bad guys.
No, you're not hearing me. It's not. Oh, they're not making it. What I'm trying to say is they're not going to make a TV series and a movie at the same time. Nobody does that, because what if it flops? They don't want two things to flop.
That's fair. Yeah.
So they're not going to do both. So we got to take Halo off of the Rock movies, I think.
I didn't even know it was the same guy. He was great as the he was like in American Gods, he was a damn it. No, he was a leprechaun, bro.
Yeah, he played Mad Sweeney.
Yeah, he was awesome. Awesome.
All right, well.
As the leprechaun. Yeah, American Gods is actually a great show. We should talk about that more often.
I listen. I read the book. You know, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, I mean, the show was actually hard to follow too because, like, any show where they don't give you the premise and then start like a serialized thing is really hard to follow because, like, if you miss 10 minutes and all of a sudden they reference that 10 minutes later on, you're like, what the hell, Judge? What, That's the problem with some of these newer shows. Like, they don't serialize anything, so like you can't miss a second without having problems. All right.
Well, before we finish it up, let's talk. I mean, you got something else you want to say about that?
No.
Because I want to talk about. Let's add on to this. Let's also just talk really quick about Sony buying Bungie, because that's a big deal. They just spent $3.6 billion to
that's
buy.
a long conversation, though.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
Because Bungie was what made Halo, and they were owned by. There's a whole like ancestral thing going on. Yeah, I think we just saved that for a real story.
Well, I don't know.
No. All right.
This is the gaming story.
Breaking it down, basically, they bought Bungie, and Bungie was the first company to make Halo, and then Microsoft, basically, they left Halo, and Microsoft started their 353 or whatever studios, whatever, to continue Halo. But Bungie also made Destiny 1 and 2.
Right.
Very popular games.
Yeah, very popular.
That's about it. I mean, unless you want to get into it, and we'll spend another 15 minutes here.
I really did. I just wanted to, the important thing, I think, isn't the breakdown of like what it is. The important thing is that we're going to talk video games. We're talking about a TV series. We're talking about Microsoft buying the rights to Activision and Blizzard. We're talking about now Sony buying Bungie, which is attached to Destiny, and a bunch of other things. And it's just this whole world is changing in front of us. And I think we need to mention we're going to talk a TV show.
There's going to be 3 companies that own pretty much all the games.
Right. And so I just think we're talking about a TV show for Halo. We should be talking about just mentioning this, because I don't think there's enough information to do like a whole story on it.
Well, Steam will save us all.
Or so you believe, yes.
Or they'll just cave and start selling those games on their platform. One of the two. I mean, yeah, listen, no one's going to buy Valve anytime soon, so we're safe. I mean, I can't see. They make hundreds of millions of dollars a month. No one's buying Valve anytime soon.
They don't need to, unless they get tired of doing it. That's the only thing I can think of.
Right. So as long as there's a Valve, and as long as there's a Sony, and as long as there's a Microsoft, as long as there's 3 to 5 major publications, there'll be enough competition to keep good games coming out. But if it gets to the point where there's like 2 players, a la Microsoft and Apple, then that's when we have problems.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, they keep doing it, but what was Bungie doing on its own, I guess? Now, but Sony, the fact that it's Sony, because of course we're talking about PlayStation, right?
Right.
So Microsoft, Xbox, Sony, PlayStation, we got to think about that element to it. Sony, PlayStation don't want to get left behind. That's why they're making this purchase.
Yeah, but PlayStations are outselling Xboxes.
I mean, you're talking about the newest version?
No, I mean, they outsold them for PlayStation 4 and now 5. They've been winning. They've been narrowly winning the console wars for the last 2 versions.
Interesting. Wow. I don't know. The Xbox One. I think the Xbox One X is pretty good, but so is the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, listen, I prefer the Xbox. I'm just telling you, numbers wise, like PlayStation's winning when it comes to console sales.
Interesting. I was a PlayStation guy, but my kids are Xbox people.
Well, I became an Xbox person I was a PlayStation guy until Xbox 360 and coincidentally, Halo. Halo was the reason I got my first Xbox 360, was so I can take my Halo, my boys can bring their Halos over, and we can connect them together and play massive 10-man Halo fights in my living room.
Is that what it was?
TVs. Yep. Because you can network him. You can literally stick them together with an Ethernet cable, just one little cable, and everyone gets everyone you add gets added to this like Xbox network where then you can play these big LAN events. So and all you have to do is all you need is an Xbox and a TV. You know.
Interesting. All right. Well, now we know. Now you're a computer guy. So.
Well, yeah.
You play your games on the computer.
I mean, I played games on the computer back then too, but Halo, the ceiling for entry was lower for Xbox and Halo. Getting all my friends to actually build a gaming system, and that was a big deal. That's not
right. All
right, man. Let us know what you guys think about Halo TV series. Looks like a science fiction series, and you know what? I can always use some more sci-fi, especially when you base it on one of my favorite games.
Absolutely. And it's supposed to premiere March 24th. So it's coming up quick.
Coming up real quick. And you know what? If it's successful, I think we might, if it's good, we might be making some cool Halo videos.
Yeah, we'll see. I know there are certain members of our team that dream that big time, but we'll see how that goes.
Certain members, as in only me.
Right. I mean, I get it. Yeah. I tried playing it. I don't know. It didn't work for me.
All right. See you tomorrow.